What happens when you have Amanda Seyfried, Sydney Sweeney in the same movie based on a crazy psychological thriller, and it's actually one of the better erotic thrillers we've had in recent memory? You get The Housemaid.
Kick ass.
What is going on, my Epictastic Nation? Welcome back to the channel. If you're a returning member or if you're a new member here, welcome. This is Joshua Drake Randall, and I'm giving you guys my thoughts on The Housemaid. This is based on the 2022 novel of the same name by Fates McFadden. This is directed by Paul Feig and stars Amanda Seyfried, Sydney Sweeney, and Brandon Sklenar. Hoping for a fresh start, a young woman named Millie becomes a live-in maid for a wealthy couple who harness sinister secrets. When it comes to The Housemaid, I wasn't extremely against a movie like this. I was actually pretty interested to see how this will turn out. I am a fan of Paul Feig as a director. I do like almost all of his movies. The Simple Favorite movies may not be some of the best movies ever, but I really enjoyed the first movie, and the second movie I thought was decent. I mainly watched those for Anna Kendrick.
Right. You got it, dude!
I really enjoy Bridesmaids. That's my favorite movie of his. The Heat is a decent comedy. Not one of the best, but it's fine. Not the biggest fan of Unaccompanied Minors, but it's been years since I last watched. And the less we say about Ghostbusters 2016, the more happier we are off to be. I was pretty curious to see which side of the coin it was going to be for this director. We had Amanda Seyfried and we have the lovely Sydney Sweeney, which a lot of people just want to trash talk and shit talk Sydney Sweeney right now. For what? Not even going to go to it.
Shut the up!
I wanted to give this a chance because it sounded like something that could actually be interesting to me. And I have gone on record to say that I am a fan of erotic thrillers. I do think erotic thrillers or movies in that such can be good. You have movies like Fatal Attraction and Unfaithful and such. But lately, the erotic thriller genre has not been taken too kindly. So I was curious to see what side of the coin this would be. I was also pretty nervous because movies like this usually go to streaming services and they don't always do 100% well with audiences or critics nowadays. Giving this a chance back in December and finally having watched this movie, I can simply say this is actually one of the bigger surprises that I had last year. I thoroughly had myself a hell of a good time watching The Housemaid.
That was totally wicked!
Is this movie a masterclass of cinema? Hell no, it's not. But you know what? For what The Housemaid is, it's a miracle that this movie actually turned out to be a lot more interesting than I thought it was.
This is me being reasonable.
Starting off with the pros first, easily I will say the thing that you're coming to see this for is this is the kind of thriller that it is chaotic, it's nuts, it's twisted in the right ways. I freaking love the movie for that. This is the kind of thriller that you wouldn't have expected to have seen or get in this current decade of movies, especially with how people are so sensitive now to sexuality and nudity and such.
Boo! Well, you are a whip!
Coming from my concerns with this, even with trailers being a little out crazy and such, I still went in cold, and I actually think this had a lot to offer in terms of it. The direction by Paul Feig is pretty solid. This is one of his better directed films. I think he does a really strong job in terms of making the movie his own and making it very competently handled. He gets some great looking shots in the film, is beautifully lit with cinematography. This movie costs nothing too pricey except for the total price of $35 million. And for that $35 million, it is well spent because this movie has been killing it lately. I really did like the way this movie is shot. The cinematography, of course, by John Schwartzman is very well shot. There's some beautiful looking images here. It looks great. You do get the comedic wits of Paul Feig, but when it comes to playing to that serious thriller aspect, it plays into it very well and it commits to exactly what it is. And that's what I really enjoy about watching a movie like this, because normally this is the type of movie that you wouldn't necessarily see.
Great!
Because I feel like they took a chance on it. In terms of Lionsgate, they actually put their money where their mouth is and see how people reacted to it. It goes by quickly for 2 hours and 11 minutes in terms of its runtime. There is a few moments where it will stop and slow down. Overall, I would say the 2 hours and 11 minutes is well spent and it gets you in and out. The screenwriters, I feel like if you are someone who's read these books, which I'm someone who's not, you can tell me in the comments below. I really do think the screenwriter, of course, being a woman, and the creative team, they did the best job in terms of how they do it. And I'll really say I like the way the movie is written. It does a good job at remaining very loyal to its source material, and you can thank Sweeney for that because she is an executive producer on this movie. So she knew what she wanted to do. If you're someone who's read these books, you'll be very happy with this. Crazy, it's twisted, it's unhinged, it's wild, it's sexy, it's unapologetically crazy. And that's what I really do like when it comes to the film. The movie just says, fuck it. We gon' be committed, we gonna do what we gotta do. And it commits. It commits exactly to what you are. The way the movie plays out from beginning to end. There is a lot in this movie where I was like, I didn't see it coming. There are a few moments here where some people, a few twists is a little predictable, but it doesn't really bother overall, because I was still really having a lot of great fun with the film. The movie has this way of being very self-referential. It does kind of make fun of the twists and turns of exactly what you're getting, but I think it does it in a very interesting way. You do make fun of the cliches and the erotic thrillers sometimes, but there's moments where I was smiling happy. And since this movie is rated R, of course, you do get to see the crazy violence. And if you come to see Sweeney bear it all or show some skin, if you're coming for your sexy scenes, you're definitely gonna get that here.
Remarkable.
That is a plus if you come to see that. If you are someone who is just sensitive to skin showing, this ain't the movie for you, Chief. That's all I'm gonna say to you right now. The acting is also the strongest part of this movie. Sweeney. I don't give a fuck about cancel culture. I don't give a fuck about people who dislike her. She can't make everyone like her either, and she has openly admitted that. Not everyone has to like her. All the unfair hatred and comparing her to blondes like Amber Heard, who was an abuser and still is an abuser, a toxic person like Blake Lively, y'all really need to chill the fuck out.
Try to keep up.
Sweeney has proven to be a star on the rise. I've liked her ever since Euphoria. I've liked her in everything she's done. Even Madam Web. She wasn't that bad, but the script was really her biggest downfall. And here, she does a good job here. Some people will not like the casting of her as Millie, but you know, I thought she did great here. She is playing a very reserved character, but also plays someone who is completely unhinged and is going through some things. Her narration didn't even bother me either, and it's a bonus. We got to throw it in there. Sweeney is one increasingly attractive, gorgeous blonde.
Damn!
There's a scene in this movie which, I'll kid you not, y'all know the scene if you've seen the movie or such. If I was Brandon Sklenar, I would be one happy guy doing that scene.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Oh, come on. I'm just saying.
I get it.
No.
I get it.
Listen.
But I would not mind doing that myself, honestly.
Damn!
Equally as great here is Amanda Seyfried, as she has to play a character who you think is normal, and all she's not the normal that you would think she is. So that's actually really fun, because I actually get to see Amanda Seyfried play a different parts. She's been great in everything I've seen her in. I haven't seen her in every movie. We're still working on that. But here, wow, I thought she was really awesome in this movie. And she's unhinged, she's psychotic, she goes there. I've loved her ever since Mean Girls, and this just continues to show why that love is still there.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely. I think it's signed, sealed, and delivered, honey.
Brandon Sklenar, which I'm gonna say it, he should be the new Batman for James Gunn's DCU. You disagree with me, that's fine. I think he would do a hell of a great job as Bruce Wayne Batman. All three of them together I think are great. Michelle A. Moron, they don't do a whole lot with him, but it's nice to see of the two actors from 365 Days getting the work post that god-awful trilogy, which I've heard nothing but terrible things about.
Get the fuck out of here!
He's the one getting the most work. Hoping Anna Maria Secluca does get some work outside of that. I do overall really enjoy what the performance is going for. He really does a good job in terms of what he's going for. Elizabeth Perkins, Indiana LA, Mark Grossman, and such. Everyone in this movie does a good job here. I like the musical score by Theodore Shapiro, and the soundtrack choices, not too bad. They kind of fit for a movie like this that's playing into that crazy, unhinged erotic thriller section. And this movie actually has me curious to read the book. And actually, the way this movie ends, there's going to be a sequel, so I can't wait to see what more they do in the sequel with Sydney Sweeney's character.
Please, you guys, no spoilers.
I don't have too many criticisms of this movie. I will say I feel like as good as the pacing was, and I was never bored overall. For some people, this is going to be a thing where it's going to test you a little bit to slowly uncover the peels of the unhingedness. But if you can make it through that 2 hours and 11 minutes and you get to the unhinged craziness that's sprinkled throughout all the way into the third act, you consider yourself lucky. Moments where I feel like some pacing is like, okay, a few scenes drag out for longer than they need to be, but it's still really paced well. A few twists in this movie are predictable, but not too many that are predictable, because I was still able to enjoy a lot of what is going on, because I feel that a lot of the twists were still fun. I still found a lot of the twists and turns to be fun and entertaining. A few actors in this, like Elizabeth Perkins and such, they're good in the movie, but I wish they were in this movie more. Who knows, maybe the sequel, because there are 2 more books. I just wanted a little bit more of some of these actors, you know. But all in all, The Housemaid was better than it had any right to be. And if you have a significant other, or you have a group of friends, especially for all the ladies out there, I want to tell you, or if you want to watch it by yourself, go right ahead. This is the type of thriller I actually would recommend, and I actually enjoy watching. And this is what happens when you cater to an audience that this is made for, great things happening. You can watch this movie in theaters. Overall, I have to tell you, this is actually a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. But your enjoyment of this movie is going to require on 3 different things. If you're a fan of thrillers or erotic thrillers in general, if you can handle this or not. If you can't, I don't know what to tell you. If you are into Paul Feig as a director, if you are a fan of the books, or a fan of everyone in this cast, especially the 3 leads. If you can't, then this movie will not be for you. Overall, I really had a good time when it comes to this one. I thought this was a lot more fun. So on my rating scale, I'm going to go ahead and give this a better than Vampire Diaries. I really had a good time with The Housemaid last December, and I think you will too. And I can't wait for the sequels. So in the comment section down below, what did you guys think of my review of The Housemaid? What did you think of this movie in general? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you somewhere right in the middle? Are you someone who's read the books? That's the interesting question I want to know in the comments. So all my social media links are in the description box down below to my Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd. All of those are in the description box. Snapchat and more. If you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, be sure to give this a 5-star review as well. If you'd like to send anything from my Amazon wish list, you can do that as well. If you want to financially help support the channel or such, my Chime and my Cash App are in the description box down below. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and notification bell to get notified when more videos like this are up. And as always, acknowledge me, join the Epictasticness, stay Epictastic, and you guys keep it cool.